Welcome to another story, tale tellers. A story of chance, flames, and a stranger encounter that could have been this tale teller's last. Now, before we jump in, do me a favor and leave a comment. I really love hearing what you think. I get a lot of private messages, which are just fantastic, which I'm thinking of reading out actually because I enjoy showcasing this community. It's been so kind to me. But I would love to hear what you think about these stories and your impressions of them. I have listeners from all around the world, and hearing from people from the United States, Sweden, Canada, Netherlands, and many more, and hearing what you think really does shape this channel. So please leave a comment or even just some feedback. It's your input that shapes this channel. I may narrate this, but it's the people that listen to it that keep it here. Now, turn the lights off, the sound up, and prepare for something different. The title of today's story is The Angry Neighbour. Today's tale teller is Paralytically Drunk. That's a great name. Sort of envious of that name. Okay. So, the backstory is that my neighbour has an illegal extension at the back. Honestly, we didn't give a flying fuck about the extension until there were some dodgy people living in the back. We live in a really nice and crimeless neighbourhood, but as soon as they moved in, we noticed cars being broken into, houses being burgled, and more. We didn't get burgled though. Then one day, we came home to our shed being on fire. Once it was put out by a hose, the damage was severe and my dad's tools were all ruined. The cost was over 12 grand, and he was a contractor. The shed was brick built, but the inside had flammable stuff like fuel for equipment, white spirits, etc., that kind of stuff. We checked our CCTV and saw it was one of the neighbours from the back who flicked what looked like a cigarette through an open shed window. It was a very small window, but it was right next to the separation fence. It was only open because my dad was ventilating it. Sure enough, police told us that the fire brigade stated that it was a cigarette that caused the incident, and they were surprised there wasn't a larger explosion. Anyway, the police arrested and charged one of the neighbours at the back, but after searching their bungalow, the illegal build at the back, they realised that they were growing weed there and that the build was illegal to rent separately from the front part. So it all got shut down and the landlord was fined. It wasn't exactly our fault as the police arrived anyway due to the shit exploding thing. We weren't going to just let the guy get away with it. The next week, the landlord comes over, giving it the big saying that we have lost him $400 a month. My dad says that it isn't our fault and he has to leave. He also said that it was an illegal build, so it was the landlord's fault. The next morning, we wake up to some oil, tar, or petrol. Police told us it was a mix of things splattered all over our wooden front door and stone drive. Police were called and CCTV showed it was the landlord. He pleaded guilty and was given 6 months community service and was fined for the damages. A year later, I was home alone, 15 at the time, and was revising for my GCSEs. It was the Easter holiday, but my parents were working and my sister was out. I was blasting music. Yep, as if I was actually revising. While revising, when I hear a knock at the door, I shit myself, turn down the music, and get ready to apologize to whoever was at the door. I open it, and it's the landlord. I shit myself, slam the door, call my dad, and sit upstairs. My dad called the police, but when they arrived, he wasn't there. But he had splashed that shit all over the drive again. Anyway, story is he got arrested again, put in prison for longer, but basically, I shat myself because I opened the door fully. How did he not put his foot there or something? I was stupid for not looking for who it was. Never have I ever wanted to put extra security around my door. Great story and great name, Paralytically Drunk, fantastic. The fact that all this happened and you came out unscathed just means you were extremely lucky. Especially when you had an angry, extremely aggressive neighbour and a landlord by the looks of it to deal with. Either way, very lucky, and you were extremely brave. Good on you, mate. Thank you so much for this story, and to you tale tellers, as always, till next time.